Just doesn't want to connect to Facebook. Go ahead and go. I can't get Facebook to connect.
Okay. Call this caucus meeting to order. I'll be looking for a motion to dispense with the reading in a minute of the second regular meeting dated Wednesday, January 26, 2022, except them as prepared by the clerk. There is 3 pieces of communication on the agenda tonight. Questions or comments on communication? If none, Bob, are you reading?
I think she wants me to read that in council,
Okay.
just for the public.
Okay, yep. Any questions for Bob, for the mayor? Any committees? Any committee meetings?
February 16th.
Dallas?
I'm sorry?
Committee meetings?
Oh, yeah. At 6 o'clock, Finance and Legislation.
Any other committees? Okay, if none, we have 2 pieces of legislation. One's an ordinance, one's a resolution. Any questions or comments on our legislation for tonight? Unfinished business. I'm going to go under unfinished business. Mayor, I talked to the mayor today, and she's asking any of council members that wish to get involved with planning at Struthers, register your participation online. We were just talking about some of this, and if you wish to want to get involved in some form or another. Okay. New business.
I just want to bring up one thing, if I
Yep.
can. Joe Reddick gave me this about, it looks like it's someone else's ordinance. He wants us to talk about the single household limit for dogs and cats. It says on here, anyone residing in a household that is located on a property lot of less than 5 acres in this ordinance shall be limited to 4 dogs, cats, or any combination thereof. So it says animals have to be spayed and neutered, litters of newborn animals that are, and then if you are a breeder or trainer, you have to have a license and kennels, things like
I
that.
thought we already had a limit.
I
don't think we have a limit, but as far as the license and stuff, that's in Ohio.
That's
you guys
Ohio,
do as well,
yeah.
so.
If I could, I've actually prepared an ordinance that's similar, not the same as
Okay.
that you're reading. Point is, Joey would like to present something to council that would limit the number of dogs. Now, I did put in there, I left the spayed and neutered. I left the, what was the other one? Second one?
Litters of newborn animals
No,
under 9
I didn't
days
put
old.
that in there,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna because this was that was limited to dogs or cats 90 days old or less, and then I left it at that.
Okay.
And the spayed and neutered one I did leave in there. It's probably a conversation that we may want to have next week at the committee meetings. I think Bob, we were talking about this all. I mean, if we want to limit the dogs to 4, or in dogs and cats or combinations thereof to 4, I don't really see what the importance is of allowing people to have more if they're spayed or neutered. The point is you don't want to have a house that's contaminated with dog feces or whatever the situation might be, going outside, going to the bathroom, yards get all contaminated. I don't see the point. I did leave it in there because it was in the ordinance that Joey gave me. I believe that there was some conversation. I wasn't part of it. Bob, you were there, I think, with the Humane Society, where they said something to the effect of they would appreciate that because it would encourage people to get spayed or neutered. Again, for our purposes, I don't really see what the importance of that is.
Hang on, you don't see the importance of having them spayed or neutered? You don't see the importance of having more than, if you have more than 4 and they are spayed
Correct.
and neutered?
Second one,
So if you have more than 4, they are spayed and neutered, you think you should be able to have more?
no.
Okay,
No.
that's,
The restriction is four dogs, 4 cats, or combinations thereof.
So you feel it doesn't have to be
Whether
included,
spayed or neutered
Right.
or not, it
but
doesn't, it
the
doesn't
county
matter.
wants you to do it because it will encourage them to get.
Humane Society would like everybody's
Yeah.
pets to be spayed and neutered.
okay.
So if you talk to them about ordinance, they're gonna want that included, but I agree with John. I think the limit, the spayed and neutering, be nice, encourage it, but not require it.
The Price is Right would also, they would appreciate that because
Yeah.
on every episode, they encourage you
Yeah.
to spay or neuter your pets.
But, the thing is that if they don't get spayed or neutered, do they become a kennel?
The kennel is determined by,
Or a breeder.
that's
Yeah.
determined by the number of pets you have.
Well, you
Well,
can
the
afford to be a
difference,
breeder.
the difference is, if you are a kennel, you don't have to have an individual license for each dog.
Right.
If you're not a kennel, every single dog you have has to have a license.
Okay.
And we're only
But-
gonna
But you
allow
also have to
4.
have a special license to have a kennel.
Right, and that's why you don't, it's sort of like a car dealership.
Right.
If you're a car dealership license, it covers every vehicle you have, and the same thing if you're a kennel, it covers every dog that you have. Okay, that's,
So you
that's
can't-
Well, we don't have any
Kennel
known
insurance?
kennels in Struthers, correct?
Not registered, I'm sure.
not registered.
Exactly, that's an issue too, is how many breeders we
100%.
have, I'm sorry, but like,
Not
everybody
registered.
breeds pit bulls here, everybody, I
Well,
mean, there's
there's
so many
tons
of
of pit
them.
bulls in Struthers.
And that's
It's
another
crazy.
issue that I think
When we mentioned to, an ordinance limiting the number of dogs in Humane Society, there was an immediate response, oh, heck yes.
Yeah.
So,
But just the matter of the pit bull situation, how many people were in violation of the
Oh.
ordinance for pit bulls? Because they're supposed to be in a
Oh.
caged building.
Yeah.
registered insurance, yeah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be insured.
and that's basically what we're asking for, that when we find these, we need the legislation behind us to,
Yeah.
to
Well,
really
I think
prosecute.
that this came up from Joey from this past house 2 weeks ago that he had to stop
Exactly, and
into.
that house led us to a
Yeah.
conversation with the Humane Society, and
So I mean,
then
I think
Joey
it's
found
definitely
out.
something we need. And I mean, especially if the Humane Society is backing it, I mean, that's,
But even with all of these and legislation, I think it's important too to say that this isn't always all gonna be Joey's to fall back on.
No.
We have to make sure that the officers
It-
know these
well,
ordinances.
It also helps the Humane Society that when they're called in, they can fall back onto a
Yeah.
local ordinance also that,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying, so it does, the dog warden or anybody else.
Well, I guess
You're in
my
violation.
point to this was that I think it would be important for the officers to know as we're changing these ordinances.
Right.
Because if they get a call when Joey is not on shift,
They gotta know.
they have to go out there, they have to know what the ordinance is and what the protocol is for it. It can't just be, well, Joey will be in tomorrow, he'll get on it,
It is on their computers in the car though, right? The ordinances, they could look it up.
if they look it up.
We have several of our officers are
It's
very
online.
dog aware,
Yeah,
and they do know,
Which is
we have
good.
several of them.
which is good because we became a neighborhood where a lot of times dogs are an issue,
Oh.
you know,
I think
unfortunately.
Pit bulls are a big issue in Struthers, to tell you the truth. You would watch every person walking a dog, it's pit bull.
Yeah, I just see people in general not taking care of their animals
That
as
too.
a issue, you know what I
And
mean?
cats are another
Whatever.
thing. You don't license cats, so I
Yeah.
don't even know how many cats we have in this city. Let
How many
alone the
people
feral
really
ones that
license
roam
their
around.
dog?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true too.
They don't.
Go ahead, Mike.
May I interject? If a officer gets called to a